Bananas!
Yippee!
Hi.
I don't know. Hi. Welcome to Steph and Anja's Media Review, where we review literally anything. Welcome to our episode on Despicable Me / Minions.
Yes, just
Because they're all one and the same.
the whole verse. And apologies now, my camera's decided to be having a dance party again. So,
That is fair.
yeah.
Apologies in advance for any kind of weird edits and tech issues.
Yeah.
Besties, we are in Struggle City.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Population Steph and Anja.
We're gonna try our best to get through this. That's all I'm saying.
Indeed. But before we jump into a little, I guess, summary, Anja, what is your history with Despicable Me as a franchise? When did you start watching? Were you aware of Minions as a pop culture icon? What are your thoughts on that?
I'm pretty sure I saw Despicable Me come out like in the cinemas, the very first one in 2010. I've always loved Despicable Me. I've loved the Minions. Like I have little King Bob here as a pop. And yes, I took him out of the box because I don't
No,
care
they're
about
meant to
that.
be taken out of the box, I think.
Exactly. And I have this little cute guy too. I love them. They're so fun. And I watched Despicable Me 4 the other day, and that's why I chose this episode.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
How about you, Steph?
I don't remember if I saw the first one in cinemas. I definitely saw the second one in cinemas. And I think out of the main Despicable Me movies, that might have been the only one I saw because, and this is like a bit of lore that I'm just remembering as we're talking about this, is in year 7, everyone was weirdly obsessed with, I think it was called Minion Rush or something. It was
yes.
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 Everyone was obsessed with this game. For those who don't know, it's basically like you play as a minion and you swipe left or right and up and down to
it's
avoid
like Subway
obstacles.
Surfers, right?
Yes, it's like
Yeah.
Subway Surfers, but you're a minion. Like,
Yeah.
it's fun, very addictive. So there was that. That was 2013-ish. And then I actually also saw the first Minions movie in cinemas as well when I was in China on exchange, which is a bit of a random one. I don't really remember why we saw that movie. Maybe it was one of the only ones that were playing at the minute, but I was there on exchange and my host sister was like, let's go to the movies. Nice. So I watched it in English, but with Chinese subtitles, Mandarin subtitles.
Nice.
So I learned a lot of Chinese from that trip, as you can tell.
That's so fair.
But I feel like aside from that, obviously, like Minions have kind of, everyone knows about the Facebook Minion memes and kind of making fun of that. And obviously we'll get to that in a little bit, but I think it goes without saying, I feel like everyone has kind of been exposed to Despicable Me in some shape or form.
Yep, pretty much. Now, I think we should just quickly name all the titles in the Despicable Me verse, because there are 6 of them now. So we have Despicable Me, Despicable Me 2, Minions, Despicable Me 3, Minions Rise of Gru, and then Despicable Me 4. There are that many.
Yeah. Despicable Me 4 came out very, very recently.
Yes.
Which does give you a bit of a time frame when you consider that Despicable Me 1 came out in 2010. This franchise is 14 years old. That's insane.
Yeah. That's wow. And
ew.
I was gonna say the cast across the 6 movies is pretty stacked. It's pretty stacked. We got Steve Carell playing Gru and Drew Gru from the 3rd movie.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Miranda Cosgrove as Margot. We got Julie Andrews as Gru's mum. We have Russell Brand as Dr. Nefario. Jason Segel as Vector, Sofia Vergara as Valentina, Joey King as Poppy Prescott, Will Ferrell as Maxime Lamal, Sandra Bullock as Scarlet Overkill. So pretty stacked, if I must say. Like, I knew all those names.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess to kind of match up with the characters, I guess like a quick little summary of the premise of the franchise is basically you follow Gru, who is starts off as a supervillain, becomes like an ex-supervillain. And he ends up adopting these 3 little girls, and they basically go on like wacky and wild adventures is kind of the premise, without going like
Too
too in
deep.
depth on each movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like the core like Despicable Me movies, and then the Minions follow the Minions. The first one is like pre-Gru and ends with like them finding Gru, because basically they follow the most evil person, I
Yeah.
guess, in the world. And then the second one is them with Gru as like an adolescent.
Yeah. Good summary, Steph.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good summary.
Thank you. It's hard to succinctly summarize a franchise, as it turns out.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Now, I think we should probably jump into marketing pretty quick smart today, because
Yes. Yeah.
spoiler alert, there's quite a lot, and I
Good golly, there is a lot.
definitely did not get everything that,
No,
you
no,
know.
no.
So I'm gonna start with a little, minion meme culture kind of like, okay, sorry, not minion meme culture, that's kind of just like what the article was called. Um, but let's talk about an NBA superstar dressing up as Gru and arriving to one of his games, which was pretty interesting. So, Nikola Jokic, who plays for the Denver Nuggets, arrived at a game against the LA Lakers dressed up just like Gru in the jacket and the scarf, and the team's Twitter account posted about it on Twitter. And during the game, right, as like he's showed up to the game wearing this little fit. During the game, Illumination released a new 30-second spot of Despicable Me 4 during the game as like a little like lead on, like lead after, I guess, of this superstar dressing as Gru, which I thought was pretty cool.
Damn. That
Yeah.
is pretty cool.
Yeah. um
I guess that was because that was kind of like for the second Minions movie, right? I
for the
believe.
newest one.
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So just like I have a couple of other little tidbits,
Oh yeah.
little notes on Minions Rise of Gru specifically.
Oh,
I
love
think
it.
what's important to note with this one, and I guess like this franchise as a whole, is obviously as the movies became more and more successful and they made more and more, obviously they scaled up marketing budgets. So by the time you get to stuff like Rise of Gru and Despicable Me 4, they're able to do all these kinds of activations, like having an NBA player dress up as your leading character.
Yes.
But I just thought it was interesting because obviously I feel like Minions as a whole, up until this Rise of Gru movie, were very much like, as we mentioned, Facebook kind of like meme culture. Like it was very sincere.
Yeah.
However, along came #GentleMinions,
We love this.
which I will get you to maybe elaborate on at some point, um, for secret reasons.
Yes.
But basically, it was a very organic trend, actually, that kind of originated on social media. Actually started by some Australian high schoolers, as it turns out, which I actually didn't know until I did research into
Oh.
it. Where it's basically like people were having a laugh, dressing up very, very smartly to go see Minions Rise of Gru. Obviously, the joke being it's not the kind of movie that you would dress up
Yeah.
Cool. Um, Anya, would you like to explain your connection to this particular part?
I, uh, I did take part in the trend, and I did dress up very nicely in a suit to go watch Rise of Gru, and it was amazing.
And it was amazing. Love
Yep,
it.
it
But
was.
I wanted to say, like, I wanted to kind of touch on this and go a bit more in depth on this because it was really interesting to me because it was so organic. Like, it's not a paid marketing part, but it's something I think people associate a lot with this particular movie.
Mm,
And this article from the Los Angeles Times actually notes that it's kind of interesting because obviously Despicable Me, the first one came out when these high schoolers would have been like little kids, like peak young children, like audience
yeah,
that I think the first movie was trying to kind of capture and kind of hit anyway. So it's I'm just going to read this point because I really like how it's worded.
yeah,
Um, Against all odds, the hashtag Gentle Minions social media phenomenon showed that the Minions, up until that point, a staple of Facebook memes shared by very online mums, could evolve as a cultural touchstone for that coveted demographic, Gen Z. The Minions had come full circle, staying relevant to the children who first met the yellow mischief makers in 2010's Despicable Me all the way through their young adult years. Like, and I think that perfectly summarizes my feelings, where it's like, it's so organic because it's still the same audience. They've just grown up at what. And it
yeah,
wasn't really something that, like was encouraged or started by people in marketing or people attached to the movie. And I find that really interesting. So
yeah.
I thought that was quite fun.
I love it. I have some quick fire marketing for Despicable Me 4
Yes.
because I thought we're not going to spend
Yes.
forever on lots of things, but we can quick fire through a few of them. So there
Yeah.
was a BTS collab with Funko Pops where they made each member as a minion and they sold it in a set of 7. They released 2
Trust.
Lego sets. They released minion themed in-game items on Roblox. Kinder
Ooh.
Chocolate and Cold Stone Creamery did collabs with the franchise for Despicable Me 4 and released lots of Minion, type things. Volkswagen, yes, the brand, did videos over the globe featuring the Minions with like videos of their cars. So that was pretty funny. Even US Olympians teamed up with the Minions on the track and field. So that was pretty funny. I want to talk about one of my favorite little marketing things though, and it's actually could be a little dig, or it could be like a little prank, or little something something against Marvel and DC.
Yes.
Yes, I think you know where I'm going, Steph. The Megaverse. This is something that they released with the lead up to to Despicable Me 4, the 6th movie, and it's like a little stunt joke, and it's a parody of the big comic book creators making all these giant timelines of all these movies, all their phases, phase 5, phase 6 movies, and the Minions decided they would make a 100-year timeline of all the Mega Minion movies that they're gonna make.
Oh my god.
Which
Dead.
I just loved it. There were so many like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
dupe titles and just like this progressed, and I loved it.
So good.
Did you have any thoughts on it, Steph?
Um, I think also considering the timing of when I guess like this marketing would have been applied
Mm.
um is also like quite funny because like it is kind of like that post Avengers, like it's superhero fatigue is real.
Oh, it so
And
is.
I think people would have like really enjoyed it. Like I got a laugh out of seeing it when I
Yeah.
saw it. I was like,
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
it
And
is.
I mean, coming from Illumination as well, where it's not attached to, I mean, speaking specifically to Marvel, where it's owned by Disney, like
Yeah.
you might expect Disney to poke fun at itself, but that's you still know they're owned by the same company, like animation versus like MCU. Whereas like
Yeah.
this is an entirely different company who's like kind of known, I guess, in a way that like DreamWorks often used to do as well,
Mm.
is poking fun at other studios. So I'm glad to see that tradition kind of continue.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I also wanted to bring up some drama, actually, on the
Mm,
Australian TV front with the Minions, which I don't think this would have added to the marketing so much, but I thought it was interesting, so I wanted to add it in. So we're talking Australian McDonald's ad failure on the TV. What
okay.
failure, do you ask? Well, the Maccas had an ad was Minions themed. I think it had kids dressed up as Minions. They were showing Minion toys. It was an ad shown
Hmm.
at prime TV time, and it actually ended up breaching the AANA Food and Beverages advertising code, which this code prevents brands from targeting children in their ads. And McDonald's were pretty pretty good at targeting children in their
Yeah.
ad involving kids dressed up like Minions. So
Oh my God.
that's the little drama that I found on the
Yeah,
interwebs.
interesting. Hmm.
Yeah,
But it kind of makes sense where it's like, I feel like that's a bit of a grey area
it
where
is.
Macca's is always going to have like the kids' toys.
Mm,
So you're always going to try and get the kids to try and persuade the parents to spend their money.
yeah.
But it's interesting that that specifically, like them being dressed up as minions, was like kind of what pushed it over the line. Interesting.
Yeah, so I thought I'd add that little drama piece that I found into it.
Yeah. I actually also have some notes on specifically the Australian media campaign
Oh, yeah.
um, for Despicable Me 4.
Let's hear it.
Um, it's more so about, it's like a large scale campaign, it's a
Mhm.
multimedia approach. They actually list the media agency that looked after this in the article. You can find it on your own. I'm not going to name it.
Yeah.
But they also partnered with out of home suppliers to kind of take over and maximize audience reach, maximize those eyeballs across Australian cities. So they used multiple disruptive out of home formats, um, including a giant inflatable minion at Westfield sites around Australia, with 3D sculptures launched in Sydney and Melbourne in partnership with JC Deco, which is an
Oh.
out-of-home supplier. And then back on McDonald's, so they debuted, obviously, as you mentioned, the Despicable Me inspired menu items, packaging, displays, as well as some stores had like a drive-through instead of a
Oh.
drive-through, which I thought was kind of fun. Um, and then on LinkedIn, this is what the agency had to say. Their goal was to make Despicable Me 4 unmissable with high impact, scalable, and disruptive formats that spotlight the new Mega Minions, AVL Minions, and the adorable Gru Jr. So
Aw.
I thought that that was like a very, I guess, succinct way of summarizing, I guess, the activations they did for this
Yeah,
most
which
recent
is
movie.
I love it. I love it. I have some something to add on to it because there was
Yeah.
giant, obviously the giant inflatable minions at Australian Westfields. But let's go broader. Let's go to landmarks. That's right.
Ooh.
They CGI'd Gru's scarf onto London's Tower Bridge and New York's Statue of Liberty and posted it on Twitter. And people were talking about how, this giant scarf got on these little landmarks, which I thought that was very funny. And that was also for Despicable Me 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like they went all out on Despicable Me 4.
No, they did. There's
Again, it's
so
probably
much.
they had an increased budget probably after Rise of Gru.
Yeah. Probably. Probably.
Yeah.
Um, But if we backtrack a little bit to Despicable Me 3 for a
Yeah.
second, I have a fun little thing.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yes.
Snapchat, actually. Despicable Me 3 was one of like the first users of the world lens on Snapchat, where
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
it incorporates AR objects into like a user's environment. And it was available for 24 hours on the 26th of June, where like had this like lens people could use. And then in Canada and France, they had a different lens where users could like sing karaoke like the Minions. So
Ooh.
that's a cool little
I feel
activation
like I
they did.
really remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I remember that being such a thing.
Mm. So that's fun. And I have one more like backtrack to do for Despicable Me 2,
Yes.
which
Ah.
I'm excited for actually, where
Yeah.
there was a blimp. Do you know what a blimp is, Steph?
Yes, I do
Yes,
know what a
that
blimp is.
giant floating balloon thing in the sky that just goes. Well,
Yes.
they used that and they made it look like a minion, and it did a giant tour of the US for 6 months in the sky.
Oh my God. That
Yeah.
would be scary. I feel like I remember seeing that, image as well.
Yeah. So
Terrifying.
I thought that was pretty funny. Okay, and now I have a few things that I wouldn't say are directly linked to a certain movie, but are
Mhm.
direct to like marketing the franchise and like Minions as a whole. So Amazon using yellow Minion boxes to deliver goods to customers instead of their usual brown boxes. We've got
Yeah.
Pantone, which is a paint company, making a minion yellow color, which that's fun. And I think this is my favorite one, was the World Health
Mhm.
Organization, where during COVID-19, the World Health Organization, the UN Foundations, and Illumination created a short PSA called Stay Home, Be Kind, where Gru shares tips of of how to like physically distance, staying active, and being kind.
Oh my God. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with that.
Yeah. So that's my favorite thing I think I found.
I That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I actually just had this isn't so much marketing as it is like an interesting note
Oh
on
yeah.
really just like the state of cinema. Kind of moving forward again to Despicable Me 4,
Yeah.
because I think it paints a really interesting picture. And like, I guess as someone who does not really watch like a lot of like family or children based media,
Mm.
I found it really interesting because I actually didn't really know this. But basically, Inside Out 2 and Despicable Me 4 released around the same time. It would have been in the US summer, so it's obviously blockbuster season, that June, July, August type period. Um, and it actually kind of saved that summer, those two movies. For context, a lot of like big blockbusters that were not traditionally family focused, like Fall Guy and Furiosa, they tanked, they flopped.
Oh.
Um, which, and for context as well, the last time early summer box office like rankings had been so low was in 2000. So it's pretty dire.
Yeah.
Um, but then Inside Out 2 comes out and it's a massive hit. Like it is so, so successful. And no one kind of predicted that it would do as well as it did. People thought it would do well, but not to the degree that it did.
Yeah.
And then Despicable Me 4 ended up topping the chart anyway. Obviously, Inside Out 2 is like more successful now, having like finished its, I guess, theatrical run.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's really interesting to note that like these two kids movies basically saved like theater
Yeah.
in summer or the US summer of 2024, um, which was very interesting. The CEO of Illumination actually said that people were missing the cinema. So the minute the signals started to flash that Inside Out was the film they'd been waiting for, you saw a kind of spontaneous eruption. And just to kind of veer off into Inside Out for a second, the context there is that Pixar had released like their last 3 movies direct to streaming. So people were waiting for it to go on streaming. So the fact that it was released in cinemas, I think, brought a lot of people back. And then the release of Despicable Me 4 kind of supplemented that. People were more likely to go see the movie.
Yeah.
Which I found to be quite interesting. Like, I actually had no idea, first of all, that Despicable Me 4 was so popular. And second of all, that like what the state of cinema was like. I just found that to be so fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any more facts of marketing or anything. Do you have anything else, Steph?
No, that's about it from me too. But I'm sure that there is other stuff out there that we did not get to.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the state of this franchise being what it is, there's
massive.
100% stuff that we have missed. So, you know what? Drop us a comment if you have remembered something that we did not discuss.
Yeah.
And let us know. Like, we're keen to hear it.
Yeah, I'd love to hear like what else, like what other cool things they've done, because there's already so
like
many.
especially I think also for like some of the earlier movies, if there's anything you remember, we would love to hear.
Yeah. All right. I think it's on to our favorite segment. Isn't that right, Steph?
Do we have something planned?
I have
my
something.
gosh.
I have something planned for our favorite segment. And today we're going through Letterboxd. Yay. So
we're still working out the intro.
Yeah, it's fine. So I tried to find cool inconspicuous reviews where you'd have to guess which movie it was for, because I thought that'd be fun.
Oh Lord. Okay.
But everyone's too specific, so I had to can that idea.
But actually, that's probably for the best. I've only seen 2 out of the 6 movies, so
get out of here, Steph. I'm joking. Please don't leave.
I don't know if I've seen Despicable Me 1. I feel like I must have, but I don't remember. Anyway, my bad.
Okay. Well, then I don't know how much you'll appreciate my first few review comments.
People on Letterboxd are very funny, so I will appreciate them regardless, I think.
Okay. Well, Steph,
tell me them and I'll let you know.
Okay. I'm going to get you to guess the stars as well with each of these.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vector, I could treat you right.
Okay. Wait, am I guessing the movie?
No,
because I know that's for number 1.
Yeah, just the stars.
Vector, I could treat you right. That's hard. There's not really like a tone for how people feel about it. I'll say like 4 stars.
Close, 3.5.
Ooh.
You're close.
Round it up, it's fine. It counts.
Yeah, it counts. Vector rubbing his whole ass on the keyboard is essentially how I write papers in college.
I'm gonna say that's Again, that doesn't tell me how they felt about the movie.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say, you know what? Just for a laugh, I'm gonna say 5 stars.
Oof, no, it was 3.
Damn.
It's okay. All right, this is for the second movie.
Okay.
Where is Vector? Is he safe? Is he all right?
Are they all about Vector? Anja, can you tell me, are they all about Vector?
No, they're not. I promise. I kind of wanted them to be, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, sorry. Can you reread that one to me, please?
Where is Vector? Is he safe? Is he all right?
Oh, that one was made for me specifically. I think I might have ghostwritten that. I'm gonna say, you know what? Let's keep this one going. I'm gonna say that's a 3-star review.
Oh, 2.5. I guess they were sad about Vector.
They were devastated.
All right. Y'all are just afraid to admit this is the peak. This is the peak of cinema.
5 stars.
4, surprisingly.
Okay. I don't know who wrote that review, but we have beef now. You can't say
Yeah.
something is the peak of cinema
And
and
then
then give
not
it
rate it
4 out of
5.
5. That doesn't seem right.
No. I mean, it's a bit contradictory, but I guess it's
Whatever.
okay.
Whatever.
Okay. Gru said, and sometimes I eat instead of facing my problems. Right as I was eating my 4th piece of avocado toast today.
So true.
Mm.
I don't remember Gru saying that, but that's funny.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll rewatch Despicable Me.
I think this is
True.
like the 3rd one.
Okay, the 3rd one.
Mm.
Um, I'm gonna say 3.5.
So close, 3
Oh,
stars.
boo.
Okay.
It just reads as like someone who's a bit sad that they got called out for doing exactly what he was saying.
Yeah. Okay, ready? I miss my homie Vector.
My God.
And it may or
Um,
may not be from the same person who commented on the second movie about Vector.
I'm judging that person so bad. I'm gonna say 2 stars.
Ding ding ding.
Yay!
Okay, ready? Genuine question. Why
Mhm.
does Gru wear a scarf? He doesn't have a neck.
I mean, yeah. I don't know what movie that's in reference to, but all of them, I guess. Um, Again, this doesn't have a tone of how they felt about the
No.
movie. Thank you, letterboxed people. I don't know. 3.5 stars.
Only 2. I guess they weren't impressed that
Oh.
Gru's wearing a scarf.
They were so judgy about his scarf.
Right? Okay. Gru's full name is Felonious Gru, which means that Drew's full name is Drew Gru. Am I the only one who has an issue with this?
Okay, that's like a half a star review.
It's actually 2. They must have liked it better than you thought.
Damn. Damn. Maybe I just exist on like extremes. And
Maybe.
maybe people don't.
Alright, ready? These non-aging
Mhm.
children, this is for the 4th movie by the way. These non-aging children
Okay.
will never have to deal with taxes, and I envy that.
Hmm. 2 stars.
3.5.
Boo. Okay, well, you
Alright.
know what? I'm glad that they liked it more than I thought they did by the sound of their review. So
Mm.
I'm okay with that.
So, I have one last comment. And I'm going to give you a little bit of
Mhm.
context. So, with
Okay.
the 4th Despicable Me movie, Gru plays some tennis. That is all the context you need to know.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
here is the.
I feel like I know where this is going.
Alright. Definitely the second best tennis movie of 2024.
Okay. Shout out to Challengers first and foremost. That was a
Yes.
banger movie.
I haven't seen it. I
I'm
want to
gonna
see it.
say it's good. It's good in like a campy way.
Okay, I like
Um,
it.
4 stars.
3 stars.
No, now okay.
I know.
I
I
guess that's highly specific, but also,
but still, I
hmm,
get it. I
you
get
made
it.
okay. It's fine.
It's fine. I'm
I just think
okay.
I was gonna be like, I just think though, can't call something the best movie or second best movie. I guess okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking out loud here. Whatever. I'll
Yeah.
deal with it. I think I got one right.
You did, but it's okay. In spirit, you got them all right.
I feel like I got them all right.
Yeah.
I'm correcting everyone's scores to what I guessed
Yeah.
because I think that's more aligned.
Sounds good to me. All right, Steph.
um, I was gonna say, should we, give our final thoughts?
Yeah, I was thinking that. How about you go first?
Sure. Um, I actually didn't know a lot about Despicable Me as a franchise before kind of coming into this. So, and especially like as well the more recent movies,
Mm.
obviously had not seen. So I was actually like quite intrigued and fascinated by first of all some of the marketing choices because as we said, obviously they had like a bit more budget with some of these later ones, but
Yeah.
also just like the sheer like and sincere love of the franchise kind of surprised me. I think everything from like the gentle minions to people just going out and seeing the movie. I was kind of like in awe a bit. I don't
Mm.
know. Bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah. I've always loved the movies just as themselves. I thought they've always been
Mhm.
really funny and just a good relaxing movie like to put on and if you just want to have a good time and not worry about anything. But when
Yeah.
doing research for it, seeing how much they've done and feeling like I haven't even scraped the surface, just that
Yeah.
excites me so much because I
Yeah.
love how much they've put into this franchise. Yeah. I just think it's so cool.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, but I think that wraps us up for today. So,
Mhm.
I hope everyone liked this episode. If you did, give us a like, chuck us a comment, a subscribe. If you got any recommendations, anything you want to hear, let us know. If you had any other marketing you saw of Minions, maybe let us know as well. We'd love to see what else was out there. We have a Snapchat. Sorry, we have a TikTok and an Instagram. Not a Snapchat. I was just thinking about that because that's the
Nope.
marketing they did. But it is Steph and Anja's Meme Review, all one word. We do have funny videos on there. I mean, we think they're funny. So
We think they're funny. They're a bit old now, but
yeah.
they're cute.
But hey, you can keep rewatching them. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Maybe who knows? Maybe one day we'll post another one.
exactly. But I think that's it.
And if nothing else, outro. Banana.